do this.
Fox, you're taking the lead on this, I hope.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to GR3YNOISE. MasterChen is out in Hawaii this week, so I am your host, Live Fox.
Just want to say aloha to Master Chen. I'm BGM.
I am Master. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm Dave.
This is Doxy.
And we are GR3YNOISE, recording live tonight from the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace Sin Shop over at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C, over in Henderson, Nevada. You're welcome to come and join us anytime.
We should have had Chen call in because Robo Chen was a hit the last time we did that.
I did see the numbers were pretty high. That was great.
Well, that's awesome. Aloha, Chen, if you're listening.
Aloha.
Aloha, Chen. Okay.
So while he's sipping all of his tropical cocktails on the beach, what about the topics for tonight? Does anyone want to start?
Hughesby.
Oh, yeah. So the one I'm really proud of today that I think we should talk about is the latest Intercept article about Snowden's rundown on practical operational security. I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, there's a couple of things in there that I was really proud to see. Like the guy giving the interview was like, so should everybody use Tor? Snowden's answer, yes.
Absolutely.
Use Tor. But the most important thing about that was his point, Edward Snowden's point about in this day and age, we no longer we can't be only worried about the contents of our communications, but we should actually be more worried about the fact that we exposing the fact that we're communicating to other people. Mm-hmm. And that's why he was saying that Tor is basically the only way to do that now at the moment. So and the difference would be if I send Doxy an encrypted message, nobody's going to read what the encrypted message says. But what's actually more important is to hide the fact that I actually talked to Doxy.
Yeah, I think he's focusing, it sounds like, on metadata because that's
Exactly.
what most of the collection is around, is made tailored for.
Because, I mean, humans in general, I think are, we're social creatures, and if you can map out social networks, you can see the power structure, right, of society. I mean, this is, I think, probably how they break up terrorist networks is they figure out the power structure and they figure out who the person is that's, telling them what to do, and then they only have to look at one person instead of looking at everybody, right?
Yeah, I'm always surprised when I heard, I think it was former NSA Director James Clapper say that, oh, well, it's only metadata. It's not like we're looking through the content. But, I mean, not only do our drone strikes based on metadata, so basically we kill based on metadata, but metadata will tell you a lot more about the relationship you have with that contact versus actually knowing, hey, how's it going? What's your favorite shampoo? I could tell that, but if I'm looking actually at how many times have I contacted that person, from where, possibly, then I'll really get a nice picture, Are you contacting that person as much as you're contacting your mom, your sister, then I'll know how close you are with that person.
Yeah, that's the big, I think probably the most important part of human intelligence is the social network. And then look at the GDR, right, which East Germany spent, I don't know how many decades, 3-4 decades, basically terrorizing their population.
West Germany?
No, GDR is East Germany. So that was the socialist side. Yes. Fact check me, please, Fox.
Yeah, just because it happens that I was reading about West Germany earlier today.
Sorry, West Germany is where the Berlin airlift went to. That was the free people. That was...
West Germany is the Federal Republic of the...
Yeah, but the GDR was East Germany, and that was the socialist, communist shit state. Did I just say that? I said that out loud, didn't I?
That's fine.
Okay. So anyway, the Stasi was the secret police in East Germany, and they spent decades just terrorizing the population, getting them to spy on each other, and they built basically a social network of, I think the number is somewhere around several 100,000 to 1 million people, where they had dossiers on them. Think FBI files, right? We know everything about you, who you're married to, your kids, what you do, if you're a potential threat to the state, that kind of stuff, right? And they used all kinds of terrible tactics to do that. But they only managed to get several 100,000 to 1 million people, okay? Then
Yeah.
comes along Facebook, and we all voluntarily build a 600 million people social network that is perfectly public and easily trollable. Like, you can just go on there and be like, all right, who are all of Fox's friends?
And that's the basis of public by default, though. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's the problem with it.
yeah.
Actually, I was, and you're totally right. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart today. I was listening to a talk from, was it Sector, which is like a security conference over in Toronto
Yeah?
today, and there was this really interesting talk by Dr. Ann Kavukian, and she was talking about how big data needs data privacy by design. So how we need to make sure that we implement privacy as we're building things and not afterwards or as an afterthought because the auditors came in or something happened.
Yeah.
And she was talking about East Germany and saying how like everyone was looking over their shoulder and what happens, and we've talked about this before, but I can't say it enough, is what happens when you're under surveillance constantly. Your creativity, your inhibitions, you're in that panopticon, right, state where you're always,
Panopticon.
but panopticon is an old style prison that was invented by this person where all the guards, if you were a prisoner, you felt like the guards were always looking at you. You
Well,
never
because
knew.
the guards were in the middle and it was circular.
Yeah, it was a
So
circular
I've
prison. They were
never
in the
heard
middle.
that.
They were higher, and so they always they had a view of everything you were doing in your cell.
Yeah,
I've never heard
and
that
all the
term
cells
before.
were circularly arranged around the guards. Guards were in the
Yeah.
middle, so they could always see you.
Huh.
And back then, it was found to be torturous, like a form of torture.
Yeah, because it was like constant surveillance.
So it's just now you start feeling, and even I get that feeling, unfortunately, at times where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, will that be taken against me or used against me or whatnot? Is that going somewhere that I don't have? And even I get that kind of where I'll stifle myself.
You're censoring
That's-
yourself.
Yeah, I'm censoring myself because.
Well, that's called being polite sometimes.
No, well, it's like online. I mean, not from talking. I just mean like my online activities.
So not being a raving axe murderer online.
Well, I mean,
it's
also-
more like not
also
wanting to say what
s-
I'm actually thinking.
True. But this is why
Well,
you
I
need
mean,
anonymity.
sometimes not saying what you're actually thinking is just normal social talking. I
Well,
mean,
that's what I was saying. That's being polite.
Yeah, if you
But-
always say what's on your mind, you're a sociopath.
But it's not. It's more than
It's
that.
true, you are.
I actually
I
feel
think
a
that's the
certain.
definition, right?
It's more than that. I actually feel a certain emotion when I think that, and I think repetitive. If I repeat that, thought process enough, I'll just tend to, be more recluse or so. I don't know if it's happened to anyone else. It happened to me at times, and I feel it's more than just not doing something. It's the emotion that's associated with it.
Yeah,
Well, I
I think that totally makes sense, right?
I just want to point out the panopticon is a cool word, by the way. I just learned that. That's one extreme. I mean, everyone, the people of authority can see everything you do at all times. But then there's the other side of the spectrum, which is also a form of punishment, which is
Extreme isolation.
extreme isolation, which is also, you can have these isolated prison cells where no one goes in, no one goes out, you don't have any human contact, and that's also
been-
torturous.
That's been defined as torture. Yes.
Which I think talks about us as a species. We have to have some sort of outlet of ourselves. We have to give up a little bit of our privacies of ourselves just to feel that comfort with other people.
Well, you need to
yeah.
to understand that you're allowed to make errors. How do you grow? You're allowed to make certain types of errors. You're allowed to be creative. You're allowed to expand your thoughts, or you're allowed to exaggerate them a little so you actually know where they fall. I mean, as far as thoughts or maybe ideas go, or your creativity goes.
Mhm.
So it's I think also what Dr. Ann was saying was that we not only do we need that in order to be creative, but as a democratic society, we need to have those kinds of outlets so that we have this area where we're just allowed to be ourselves and let our minds go free or our expressions go free,
Mhm.
and so that we can actually come up with novel ideas in this safe environment that's not censored.
You've never been invited into a darknet yet, have you?
I was just
I think I need to shoot her a few invites. I'll poke some people. We'll get you into places where there are zero censorship.
it's
They exist on the internet. It's just
it's
not
not
public.
it's not fun though.
It's invite only, and you got to go in. You got to be Christian Bale, right? You got to go to work and have the really awesome business card, and then when you get into the private place, you whip out your axe and you just start slashing. Like, it's pretty awesome. Like, a lot of darknets are just total free for alls, but they're censorship-free zones, and the best part about participating in these things is you're like, wow, people are totally deranged. Like, otherwise normal people are totally deranged. And it gives you like a perspective that, maybe we should just have a little more tolerance.
Yeah, I mean, darknets, you're only gonna see the worst of people
It's
because
that-
the best of people make it to the regular net.
It's that.
I mean, those
I
are
don't know
it's-
about
those
that.
are those are the uplifting stories.
I don't know
you
about
hear.
things like Child's
Honest.
Play, the big charity and stuff. That came out of a dark net. That came out of, well, effectively a dark net. I mean, it wasn't a
It-
cryptographic one, but it was
I don't
a
think
private.
like it didn't, but it didn't live on the dark net.
So
No,
It
but it
came
came
out
out
of
of
the
the
dark.
dark
Yeah,
net.
I'm
But
saying,
it was like
I'm saying
they were
the dark
drunk
net,
and yelling
the
at each
stuff
other.
that still lives in the dark net is pretty bad.
So I feel like
it's the stuff that makes it out, or the stuff on the regular net that is going to make you feel good about it.
I-
So don't.
no, I think your view is skewed
Invites are
by
coming.
normal media because so I have been
I-
on darknets. but
Okay,
I
I've
think
I've
you're-
been on dark nets.
but-
It's not
I
skewed.
believe
But
that you
we've
probably
been on
have.
different darknets. I've been on all sorts. And
I haven't. I
they
will
go
admit I
from-
haven't seen on
You know,
everything.
darknets have allowed political, and I'm air quoting here. You can't see me, dissidents to be able to organize a revolution or to be able to overcome like overly regulated internet or communications or just overcome censorship. And this has been able to bring people together. It's
That is-
about you can use it for good or bad, but I hate when the first thing I hear is like, oh well, that's a darknet. Darknets are only used. Why are you using a darknet?
I didn't say it
They
was.
aren't
I
only
didn't
used
say.
for
I
that.
didn't say it was only used.
Okay.
I said, okay. Here's
But
here's
your
what I'm going to
first
say.
thought went there.
Because it's a
Because that's what
minefield.
it is.
because it's a minefield. Yes, there is some safe ground, but there's not a lot of it, and you have to tread carefully.
No, you know what? The whole place is safe because it's censorship free, and there are no consequences to saying the most horrible fucking thing you can think.
And
That's
is that,
why it's
is
in
that
it. That's-
mentally safe? I mean,
It is. Well, for me, it
Is
is.
it-
I
How
mean, that's
how
you said
what
is
what's
it-
the constitution of the
mentally
person surfing
safe?
the darknet? You have to
It's
be
an opt-in.
able to handle
It's
this.
an opt-in situation. Nobody's forcing anybody to be there. You have to go through some steps to get there. And people always throw around the term, safe space, right, or safe place, right? I really only feel safe in a darknet environment because I feel like I can say whatever I want, and it's not going to end my career.
But you should be able to feel like that in other places than there.
I should be able to feel that.
You
Well,
should. You should be able to
yous
feel
be-
safe to say what you want, what you mean, to express yourself, to
Well,
to go back and forth with someone. You should be able to feel safe, in other places. Why is it that you only feel safe in the darknet?
well,
Because I'm white and I'm a man.
Yeah, Huseby mentioned that he doesn't want to end his career. If he went on Facebook and started blasting Firefox and Mozilla about this, that, and the other,
I would never do that because
but-
I think Firefox is awesome. I'm not doing this to cover my ass, but
like hypothetically,
self-selectedly got a job at Mozilla because they're awesome.
like hypothetically, if you went on Facebook and started just blasting Mozilla, saying that they're the worst, or this, or that, and the other, Mozilla will fire you because
Possibly,
they
yes.
don't. Even
Well,
even
okay.
though Facebook isn't even though Facebook is a public thing, he doesn't feel safe saying that on Facebook
But he
because
but it's a-
Mozilla will see that and be like, well, we can't have this publicity.
But
Sorry, you're not
That's
representing our
what
company anymore.
That's what I'm referring to. Maybe I should have
His
been-
personal rights, he could say whatever he wants about
I know,
Mozilla wherever.
But I should have been maybe more specific. There's the intent that if you're posting something to public media, like a social media, it's a social media outlet.
Oh yeah,
Right,
there
so if
should
you're
be
posting
consequences.
something-
That's normal.
Then your intent is to post it to many people. It's to post it to the public. But if you're just having a small conversation, like text conversation with a friend, you shouldn't feel stifled because you shouldn't say like, oh well, maybe is someone looking at my text? Am I being surveilled or something? And it can go, maybe you're paranoid or something. But you should feel like you could have at least this private conversation with your best friend without fearing the repercussions.
True.
and private conversations should be just that. They should be private.
Should be. Yeah.
I'm talking about like if we're taking it out of the internet and into the real world. I'm talking about like the evangelist people that go on college campus and tell everybody they're going to hell. You
Yeah,
know?
I've experienced that for the first time in my life here in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just saying that. I mean, those people are free to say whatever they want. It's just up to the people to walk on by and ignore them. But for some reason on the internet, the people policing these policies of privacy don't think that we'll have the capability of just walking on by and ignoring these loud people who are clearly just trying to make themselves stand out.
Well,
I always feel like they're distracting from my education, but I see that they do have a right.
It's public campus usually.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
think-
it is public.
Well,
It is legal.
with you mentioning people, like somebody voicing their opinion and somebody saying, "Okay, I don't agree. I'll pass that by." More often than not, that never happens ever. It's people on. I won't say they lose their minds, but they get in their head that they have to respond to everything that they see
It's the shield of anonymity.
yeah, even if they're not even if they're not anonymous like on Facebook or whatever, they're like, this is directly referring to me. I've got to respond, otherwise I'm not.
Yeah, because it's public by default, and there's a tribe you have to be a part of, and there's like shaming if you don't like verbalize and like be overt. Like, no, I'm really part of the cool kids.
Yeah, which you shouldn't
Right,
be,
yeah.
but I
drives me crazy.
But I find more often than not that if somebody's like, oh, I think whatever hot topic is stupid, Starbucks cups is
Oh my God.
is
Those,
stupid.
Those hot cups are stupid.
That is a stupid thing.
You should be able to just see that and say, well, I really don't care about this. I'll move on. But most people are like, no way, you're talking about the Starbucks cup.
Somebody's wrong on the internet.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
in
to
there.
say that you're dumb, you know?
And more often than not, that's what happens. And people are like, they have to respond. It's like it's a need.
But again, that's the shield of anonymity. Even if you have your name, it's still just
Yeah,
bits.
it's-
It's zeros and ones.
yeah, it's still not
If I
you.
had if I had the Harry Potter invisibility cloak, would I be able to go up to one of those evangelists on the college campus and be like, "Look, man, no one's listening to you. Just go away."
No, what you would do is you
mean,
would
Pretend
punch,
you're God.
you would-
I
you would-
would pretend I'm God.
No,
This is
you-
God speaking to you.
No, you just go up and like punch him.
Punch them in the
I-
nuts.
Because
I
you'd be
mean-
anonymous, right?
I
Like,
mean, would I?
This is why darknets are the way they are.
Well, I
right?
would not, but
Like,
maybe
even if
someone
I had
else
like a
would.
visible name tag on the cloak that says "Hello, I'm BGM," would I still punch him?
No, you wouldn't because you're not anonymous.
Well, I mean, but it says BGM. How are they going to track me?
Well,
I'm not showing up on camera. I actually don't know how I don't know the physics of the Harry Potter cloak.
Maybe
I
you
can-
can
I don't know
I
if it
can
shows
tell.
up on cameras.
Does it block infrared?
I don't
Because
know.
visually
don't
it
know.
works, but then maybe not for infrared.
It
Let's
blocks-
get J.K. Rowling on the show.
we are now in the realm of physics and
But-
Countering
counter
magical
anyway,
items.
anyway.
countermeasures.
Anyway, if I had a cloak of
countermeasures.
invisibility, would I have the strength to go up to that person and be like, "Hey, man, no one's listening to you. Just go away.
You absolutely would.
I'm God. You
Hey.
can't see me.
However,
There's the voice in your
if
ear."
I'm law enforcement and this goes full time, then I just start putting infrared cameras on top of those visual cameras.
If infrared cameras work, first of all, which they
You're a
probably
But
don't.
that's
Fed.
what the internet is. It gives me that
That's why we
cloak
like
of
you, Fox.
invisibility.
Even-
Even if I have a
even-
name on there, there's no way to really trace me unless you're really good at what you do.
It does, but that shouldn't have any bearing on whether you respond. I mean,
Let's
it
just assume
shouldn't,
they can.
where they can respond.
So you're no.
They
like,
can trace me.
Yeah, then you're not anonymous.
Then I'm
Which-
lurking. I'm
I
not
just
saying
want to
anything.
say,
Yeah.
On
okay,
Facebook
while
and
we're
stuff,
on
you're
this
not.
topic,
You're not.
that doing stuff in public that is completely atrociously stupid has not stopped so many hundreds of thousands of people.
Pretty much
from
anyone-
committing
pretty much
stupid
anyone
things.
ever.
People,
I mean,
people, are
every
people,
day.
people are people.
People
They're
are
gonna
people.
do people stuff.
Yes.
I was just saying.
The author Heinlein famously said the only terminal effect, like the only, what do you call it? Capital crime is stupidity. Sorry, that's what it said. The only capital crime is stupidity.
Yeah. I mean,
Clearly, he was a social engineer.
Yeah, totally.
So my question.
Yeah, sure. The only capital crime with natural consequences is stupidity.
And by the way, the unicorn couldn't see him in the cloak, so no, it hides IR.
It hides IR.
You're not on the microphone. Nobody
So,
else is
uh,
getting
so,
this.
Vic said that the unicorn couldn't see Harry Potter, so it's not infrared.
Why do
Well-
unicorns have infrared sensors?
magic. I just want to say magical items in the world.
Magical,
in,
like, do leprechauns have IR
Are
too?
we-
then?
in the world of Harry Potter, magical items interfere with regular Muggle, which is a human item, so it would interfere with infrared, so it wouldn't work properly.
So
Awesome. Are we about to roll our
Are
own
we
D&D
going to talk
characters?
about like? Are we going to?
Like,
I
is
just
this-
wanna-
is
are we
that
gonna
where
talk
this is
about,
going?
like, magic
3D
items?
print
Say that.
some dice.
Thanks.
Are we going to talk about
Quickly.
Harry Potter lore? We
We-
should talk about.
No, I haven't read the books.
I've
I'm
never
the
read
only
the
never
fucking
read the
books
books?
either.
I'm the only
sorry.
person on the world who's never read Harry Potter.
No,
Shut
I
up.
have not. I have
What?
not either.
What?
I've never seen the movies. I know nothing other
I
than
saw
like
the
there's a
two
guy named
first
Harry
movies.
Potter.
Well, okay, so
Alright, alright.
there are wizards and there are muggles. Muggles are humans, and if you have a magical
wanna
item,
know.
Thanks,
it's-
Doxy.
it's
No,
too
no, no,
late.
no, no.
Okay,
That's
all right,
like-
wait. All right,
I'm
two
shutting
things.
this down.
I,
I'm shutting
I,
it
have,
down.
I have two things to say.
Okay.
Three things to say. First one is y'all better read Harry Potter.
No,
Second
it's
thing,
okay. I
second
tried.
thing
It's written
is,
for 11-year-olds. I will not read it.
It's a
Here-
magical book.
It's
okay?
a magical book.
It's a magical book.
Second thing is,
No.
it tugs on your heartstrings and it makes you cry. Second thing I want to say is, y'all need to get yourselves on a darknet because I don't want to be associated with people who are
Okay.
Harry Potter not readers.
This is the heartwarming. We're kind of getting close to the holidays moment. The reason I haven't read any of the Harry Potters
Potties.
is because they came out just at the time when we were having our children, and I promised myself I wouldn't read them because I want to read them with my kids.
That's
Aw.
adorable.
I'll allow
Now
it.
you make me look like an asshole.
I start every 6 months, and they're like, that's kind of boring.
What?
So that may never happen, or they may it's just a little bit more few
No,
years.
you're
in the
right.
next
Like
few
if
years.
I had to read them like to my niece, for example. Oh yeah, it's fine because it's a book like more for her. But for me,
Yeah.
like
Well,
I just
the first problem is I know when I was a kid, I don't like people reading me anything. Don't
Well, I
read,
make them read them.
don't
to
read
me.
anything to me. 'cause
I mean,
that's-
my
kids
kids
that's
should know
one-
how to
that's
read.
one
I
of
had
mine.
I had a third point, but this
Okay.
turned into a
All right.
book club.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the third point, I want to bring it back on topic here,
Yes.
is because of the way the darknet operates, does that mean that there are more lurkers on the darknet because they don't feel like they need to voice their opinion because there
No,
are
it's a
already
room
so
full of
many out there?
assholes. It
It's-
is pretty much collectively a
It's,
room full of
it's like you said. It's that mask of anonymity, and once you're in there, you're like, I can say whatever I want to anybody I want with no repercussions. So
But-
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think he's the king of darknets. Actually,
I think
I-
no, but I
was
would
gonna-
I would
to
argue
res-
the opposite
to
because
respond?
I was a lurker and I saw stuff that I wanted to comment on, but I didn't really want to comment on because I didn't want people to be able to say anything they wanted back to me.
So BGM, I think,
Interesting.
But I think-
if you have a web service, you will have a majority of lurkers more than active participants, just like you will in real life.
And those are the passersby that ignore the loud evangelists
And I-
on the college campuses.
Thank you. And I agree with you kind of, but I think most people don't think about the other half of the coin, where once they start saying whatever they want to people, people will also say whatever they want back to them. They don't think about that. All they're gonna say is that I'm gonna call you a cunt, and then you're gonna accept it and then move on. And they don't think that you're gonna come back on them and say whatever they want
Yeah,
back to you.
they-
They don't think about that until it happens. They're like, what have I got myself into?
They don their cloak and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, this is the best insult ever. There is no coming back from this.
And they don't realize everybody else is wearing cloaks also.
But
So
then,
Yeah.
but then
What
we're
is it-
humans, right? And we take these on as terms of endearment. I think I've officially been a shitlord for like 3 years now.
What's the typical like me is like I used to be an ex-Navy SEAL. I'm gonna blah blah. Like, that's how it goes. Yeah.
We call those copy pasta on,
Oh, yeah.
on the Reddits.
copy pasta is my favorite
You're
pasta.
still on Reddit?
I am always on Reddit.
You know
No,
what?
no.
You know what? We
Use
should
the Tor browser and go to 8ch.net.
we should revisit that actually because
8chan?
because a couple of months ago when the Reddit whatever that Reddit catastrophe happened, we had a lot,
Chairman
They've been.
Powell.
Have you
Chairman
have you
Powell. Yeah.
paid attention to any of the announcements that they made on Reddit?
yeah quite a few of them with the new leadership and all that stuff.
Yeah, one of the things that they just announced is account suspensions
Yeah.
instead of they're getting rid of shadow banning.
Oh, they're not going to
doing-
shadow ban anymore.
Yeah, they're doing
That's
account
good.
suspensions.
Why is that
and,
better? I
and
kind of
they're,
like shadow banning.
they're going to be transparent about the accounts they suspend as well.
Right.
Is that better? Transparent.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess.
you
I
want
guess.
more transparency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
transparency's
know
always
what's going
good.
on.
Shadow banning, I think, is like personally, my opinion is that it's kind of evil.
It is because
Yeah.
then
Very
you're
cool.
doing stuff and you don't even know that nobody can see it, which is I thought it was kind of.
I like the somethingawful.com, somethingawful.com.
Yeah.
I like
If
their
there's
way of
something
doing
like
it. They just have like a don't piss off the admin policy. And if you piss off the admin, they kick you out. The way you get back in, you pay them $10.
Whoa! All right, I like that.
And that seems to work like exceedingly well.
Okay, I mean, but yes. So I remember a couple months ago we were talking about Reddit and the downfall of Reddit and how nobody's gonna be. We were looking at all these alternatives and stuff
Oh
like that.
no, like it has too much momentum.
It does. It didn't at the time because it would seem like it was going down in flames, but now it's kind of picking back itself.
Well,
But
it's
isn't
leveled
it
off.
or-
It's leveled off. I wouldn't say
It's-
it's picking
yeah.
up.
Has
It
anyone-
required a change of CEO.
The problem,
Let's not forget that.
the only problem that they have, or the only thing that's saving them, is there's no better alternative.
There are
Yeah.
some.
But has anyone noticed that there's like less smarter people on Reddit?
It depends on what you go
Recently?
to. No, it depends on what you go to because if
Well,
if,
I left.
If you go to the defaults,
kidding.
obviously it's a bunch of
Hi.
it's a bunch of terrible people there. But like the good subreddits, like
Ask
historians.
science,
Well,
ask
Ask Science
historians,
is
ask science,
cute.
and sysadmin.
But I
Yeah,
mean
they're all-
They all
overall,
have good. They
Ask
all have
what?
good
Historians.
content.
Historians.
Like they
They
will
do.
delete your comment for the most off anything off topic that's not relevant to what you're asking, and it's actually really
It's
well
about
kept.
history.
Yeah,
Of course,
but-
we don't want
but
to
I
talk
mean,
about random
it's the same thing with as historians, as science, sysadmin. They're very well thought out
Yeah, sysadmin is
communities and stuff
great.
like that. Yeah,
But-
they're all really good. So I mean, maybe not the defaults. They're not a lot of smart people because
Yeah.
more visibility means everybody sees it, and it's like
Mm.
all of the shitty people come there and they're like, I can interject my thought onto this because there's no barriers for me to get through. It's just me in this forum.
It's just that, like, I feel like in the default subreddits, I used to see a lot more meaningful, and I'm on it every day. So I
Cool.
used to see a
At
lot
work.
more meaningful comments, and now I just find less and less.
Well, I mean, like on what?
Like you
well,
mean
that-
thoughtful, well
Just
thought out,
that-
like we're having a
well-thought-out comments,
conversation.
Yeah,
on-
like the ones that
on
make you think on
pics, from
/r/aw.
funny to anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
to
but I
anything.
mean- but I mean,
Aw,
that-
it's like, oh, how cute.
But that begs the question, like, what subreddits are you lacking?
This
good
is
responses to.
Fox /r/foxes /r/aw
Education- educational.
/r/cats
Kittens and baby bunnies and
And then all the net
And-
sexist admin and whatnot.
powerful French Canadians.
No, you just
She
said
has her
our
front page
Montreal.
configured so it's like 18
Our
pictures of animals and then like sysadmin.
Pretty much, yes, exactly.
That's why we love you. You're
So,
amazing.
so I don't think. I mean, Reddit probably has seen a big drop in quality since whatever's happened. But I mean, that's kind of par for the course
Well,
with the site
No,
like that.
I agree that it's been since that video.
since the fire sale.
This is not unprecedented. Like,
No, absolutely
This
not.
is what the internet does. It expands and then it contracts, right? So this is probably, I'm trying to count in my head, maybe fourth or fifth generation. So like it
Reddit?
started, no, I mean like the
Internet. Oh,
internet
like it's-
communities
it's a-
that have
it's-
collapsed.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is probably the fifth one that I
Okay.
can remember. I mean,
No.
I'm an old guy and
Well,
I remember
Dig
like
before Reddit.
no,
No.
not even. No. I'm going way back. So I remember news groups first,
Yahoo,
right?
Chat.
And the September that never ended, which was 1993. News groups were awesome until
I
every
think it did
college
end
kid
like
in
22
America.
years ago. I'm just saying.
Like news groups were awesome until they were like Reddit before it got shitty. Like they were awesome until every college kid in America got an internet email address and an access to the news groups in September of 1993. It's called the September That Never Ended. Look it up. It's a
We've
thing.
talked about that. a
And
few
before
times.
that
heard
was
about it.
before
Yeah.
that was the Well out of San Francisco, which was a BBS, started out as a BBS community, and it was very well maintained. It was very much like kind of a Reddit on a smaller scale. I mean, these are the roots of the internet, right?
So
Communities.
you're comparing forum platforms, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, this is BBS platforms, and then FidoNet was this way to a certain degree. And then after news groups, we had. I'm trying to think what were the first. Maybe I can't remember what the first ones. Maybe Yahoo groups or something like in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I first joined
Yeah,
the
the-
internet, late 90s.
AOL kind of that's
Yeah,
right. AOL
yeah.
in the late
AOL.
90s.
When I first joined the internet, late 90s, it was AOL and just random
I was on
forums.
Yahoo. Yeah.
Like
Neopets and
UBBs,
Yahoo.
Neopets.
Ultimate
I
ultimate
was-
bulletin boards.
I was super into Yahoo. Like
That's all. Like most of the internet. to be
I
honest,
loved
is
Yahoo
Yahoo.
Chess.
yeah, Yahoo was.
Yeah,
pretty
Yahoo
awesome.
chess was like sitting
It was-
in a park in
yeah.
New York City. That
Yeah.
was
I could've-
brutal chess.
You know, now that I think of it, I was way too young to be on Yahoo Chat.
We all
Where was
we
my
all probably
parental
were.
Well, I
Yeah.
was nearing
We-
retirement
all of
at
us
that
were.
point.
Yeah, we were all probably too young to be doing the stuff that we were doing. But
Yeah, I should have like arrested some people.
Chris Hansen wasn't around back then.
I guess
No.
not.
So I just want to say, even with places like Reddit, you had to have known going in that you weren't going to get like the cream of the crop because Reddit is very liberal. It's got an age range. I mean, there are some outliers here or there, but it's mostly like 16 to like 34, 35 are on Reddit.
And you know
However-
there's political stance because if you go on R all, like I'll do that every once in a while, you'll see Bernie Sanders for president is
Yeah,
like always on R all.
all the left stuff is voted up, all the right stuff is downvoted. You know going in that you're not getting a full view of things.
Actually,
you just
yeah.
have to keep that in mind whenever you look at
Because all the
Reddit
righties are in
comments.
the darknets
It's-
swinging axes.
It's
I mean, like,
it's definitely
they're just
skewed.
angry.
It's definitely skewed, but I will say that if you want more of the full story, maybe not entirely the whole thing, but the comments in Reddit, you will be. It's a lot more than the front page. It's a lot more than the front page shows.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%
Yeah.
because the last like 18 things that I've clicked on /r/world news, which is where I get my World
World
News.
News.
Um,
Holy shit,
no,
you're.
don't go there.
Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
no, no.
Please don't go there.
I look at the headlines, I look at the things that people post, and then I immediately go to the comments, and every single time the top comment is the title is wrong.
Misleading.
Here's the real
Yeah,
story.
It's always that.
because
Misleading.
because
That's
every,
why
because
I
That's
don't
and
go
that's why I
there.
go to the comments.
no, but the comments are full of help.
yeah,
The comments
that's
are
why I'm
full
agreeing
of
with you. The
information.
comments always, and I saw this written. I saw this written in a book, and I thought it boded really well. Where if you want to get a fact, post incorrect information, you'll get a fact right away. That's the fastest
That's
way.
brilliant.
That's the
That's so
fastest way
brilliant.
to get a fact, and that's how it works on Reddit. Someone will post something, and someone will immediately post, "No, you're wrong. Here's the real story."
I heard Galileo invented computers.
Here's why you're wrong. And here's why I hate you.
Exactly.
the
right.
Chinese
exactly.
invented the abacus.
Since we're halfway through the show, I just want to remind
Are
our
we?
listeners that we are recording live from Sin Shop, the Las Vegas hackerspace at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C over in Henderson. We record now. Please write that down at 7 p.m. on Fridays. And you're more than welcome to join us any week.
So, can I loop back to what BGM said about
Absolutely.
how Reddit is fairly leftist, and I'm not going to argue about that. That's true. I'm going to derail this conversation and pose a question to you guys. So, the Tor project is currently in search of an executive director.
Okay.
All right.
I'm already hired. Sorry.
Yeah. No, they're looking for an executive director to lead them, getting funding and direction and like basically interface with foundations and governments and stuff like that. The people that have been chosen to select the executive director come from Silicon Valley. Okay. Highly qualified, perfect, like you would choose these people if you were a company based in California because they are excellent at what they do. Finding people and vetting them and seeing if they're good for the organization. Okay. Here's the question. The Tor project is a global organization. And there are a lot of people who contribute to the Tor project, who are involved in the Tor project, who come from cultures, religions, societies, where, a lot of the values that are found in Silicon Valley are the opposite of what they believe or what they feel, right? What do you think, did the Tor project make, I don't know if you guys want to go on record on this one, but do you think the Tor project made a good choice in picking someone from Silicon Valley, knowing that they're going to look for people that match their own views, or at best, they will find somebody who maybe is not American, but probably still aligns very heavily with their own personal views? I just don't see this, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I just don't see the people who are choosing the executive director finding, a tech expert in rural China or somebody from India or somebody from the African continent at all,
Well,
right? Or picking somebody from Argentina and be like, yes, you're going to lead the Tor project. I just don't see them doing that. It's probably going to be somebody from Europe. It's probably going to be somebody from the US or Canada, maybe Mexico, right? Maybe Japan. There's kind of by choosing the people who are choosing the people, they've sort of limited their scope, and the Tor project really affects everybody on the planet.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
The problem with, and this isn't just for Tor project, this is for anything. The problem with small sample sizes electing a leader is they're going to elect what they see in the mirror.
Sure.
You got a small spectrum, so you're going to get a small spectrum. If you want someone that could speak for everybody or most people, you have to get everybody or most people involved, or at least, and this is the way it works in the Republic of America, or at least an elected official
Thanks
to
for calling it a
represent,
republic. The proper name.
to represent those communities, to come in and say, no, this is the guy that we want. This is the guy that we want. I see your guy. I like his ideas. Doesn't align exactly, but we can work with that. I like that. But if you have a small sample coming from one specific group, you're going to just get a mirror of that specific group. You're not going to get any different. If I have a group of ants and a group of beetles and a group of bees, and I say to the ants, all right, pick the leader for all of these insects, you're not going to get a bee. I'm just saying.
That's a good way
That's
of
a
putting
good way
it.
to put it. That's a very
You
good
don't
way to
offend
put it.
anybody by saying that, but everybody knows what you mean.
That's a very good way to put
You
it.
can look at how the selection is made by who Like, so I'm just looking right now at the list of Secretary Generals of the UN. I mean, obviously, they're a very large and diverse group.
I think that's actually mandated by the charter of the UN is to pick somebody from a different continent each time.
Yeah, and
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
I
And you
can
have
look.
to alternate male and female names too.
Yeah.
Or is that hurricanes?
No, it's hurricanes.
Wait, do hurricanes alternate? I thought it was all female. for
No, they
hurricanes.
alternate letters and gender.
Yes.
Really?
2003 it was all female.
Yeah, see, I thought it was all female.
Up to 2003.
Well, I'm glad we corrected that mistake
Yeah.
because,
Because
I
men
thought-
are the predators.
exactly, on the internet.
It says here that the candidates must be proposed by the Security Council. They can be vetoed, and then furthermore, no, it's just like
Okay.
it doesn't look like
Well,
that's the case.
they've been very good about picking everybody except somebody from Antarctica.
Well, I think, haha, I think they're trying to just
We hate
go
the
go
Antarcticans.
around so that it just like overall,
Yeah.
it just comes.
The
from
one thing that I
everywhere.
kind of bugs me about the whole Tor project stuff is like the tech community in South America is awesome. Like I really got a view into it in the last few weeks, and I'm super excited to go to Echo Party in Argentina next October. And yeah, like there are people down there who know their shit better than a lot of us, and it doesn't seem like they're well represented, right? Like.
It sounds like
And
you're.
they love the shit out of the Tor project.
It
Like,
just sounds like you're worried that they'll pick someone that is not aware of their own biases and acts a lot on their own biases. But you have smart people everywhere, and you should be able to select someone that sees their bias, because you can't. You will always have your biases, but
Yeah.
if you're aware of them and if you're able to try to look past them, then that's fine.
I don't doubt they'll pick a good politician.
You can't make especially in a system that has so many minority groups,
Yeah.
you can't make everybody happy. What you just want is
Sure.
a leader that everybody will say, okay, I agree with half of everything you said, but I disagree with the other half.
And
Well,
I mean, that's the best you can really hope for.
Not just that, but someone that will bring people together in times of conflict or disagreement, as best as possible. It's like you want someone
in
that
those
when
times-
things go wrong.
Maybe-
Exactly.
We'll
You
be
want
able
the
to
best
get
oh
that.
shit guy.
Or
Because in
maybe-
those times, you want to be able to agree with his policies on the really big situations. That's
Maybe
Or her
not.
policies.
Maybe
or
not.
her
Yeah.
policies.
Maybe not agreeing half and half with whatever they say, but agreeing with the reason that they say it. Somebody who's well spoken, or for whatever reason that they say that. Maybe I don't exactly agree with what you're saying, but I get why you say it, and I can see why you're going this way. So somebody who they're not going to be like, no, like whatever you say, no. So you need someone who's like,
So what you're saying is you want to be confident in the fact that it's a well-reasoned policy rather than something you totally 100% agree with.
yes, like okay. So maybe I have an idea in my head about how I want things to happen, or what I think, which way I think they should
Sure.
go on something. But if they're like, hey, I did this because of this, because I think this, and I'm
Well-reasoned,
like,
right?
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? That makes sense.
It-
Like maybe I don't agree with you all the way, but I understand why you did it this way, and
It's-
I think that's the most important thing.
Like if I'm going to attach a metaphor to it, like if when I were
Please give us metaphors.
Please,
when
please, metaphor man.
I'm 13-year-old BGM. I'm baby BGM, and I really want to
Voice
go to
is still too
Disneyland. I really want to go to Disneyland. I've been setting my sights on Disneyland. All my friends are going to Disneyland. My parents say, no, you can't go to Disneyland. And I say, but why? And then they say, well, we don't have the money to go to Disneyland. I say, well, that's a well-reasoned argument, and I agree with that statement. There we go.
Here's another idea.
You won't because you'll cry because you're 13.
Yeah, you.
I never cried. Never mind. Let's just move on.
But going back on that subject for the tour, like I'm looking here still on the Wikipedia page for the United Nations Secretary General, and so Soviet's first secretary Khrushchev recommended that instead of having one person being the leader, what if we had a troika, which is like
Oh my God,
a
that's just so
3-person.
communist right there,
Right.
and that's why nobody did it, right?
So he said, what if we had one member from the West, Eastern Bloc, and non-aligned powers
Which means
to
it'll
represent better
the
US?
whole design for that was to make
But
sure the
then
UN did
leadership-
nothing.
Well, I was going to say, then the leadership would be a problem.
Exactly,
So-
right? Like the Romans figured this out. They figured out like when the oh shit person is the Caesar, right? Like not Caesar like the emperor, like the total, dictator, But prior to that, that actually was a position, which was like when we're under attack, we're going to pick one person, they're in charge, and we do whatever they say.
Because that
Right?
way you'll
And
get.
that's the American presidency is actually modeled after this. That's why they're the commander-in-chief of our military. It's like when shit hits the fan, one person's in charge, and we all do what they say. Like, it worked for the Romans. Supposedly it worked for us.
Well, it worked for the Romans until it collapsed.
Well, they stopped doing it. It's exactly right. That's
Yeah,
why
it became
stopped,
it
is they
became
stopped
it
doing
became
It
a
Vic said until they-
it became the Roman Catholic leadership.
Yeah, and just because no one heard
And it became a
Vic
troika
until
between
they
the
stopped
Pope
doing it.
and then the
Pope.
Caesar. and
When the Pope started gaining power, that's when it started going down, and then Visigoths came and said, "No salt for you." And anyway, that's the fall of the Roman Empire in a nutshell.
our forums are going to be full of. Wait, do we have forums? Do
Great
we have a
West,
subreddit?
We have the forum shops
have a
at Caesar's
subreddit?
Palace.
Yeah, we do have a subreddit.
We have an R Grey Noise.
Yeah, we
we
have
do.
an R
Please
Grey
tell
Noise.
us why we're wrong on our history. Come and just like tell us why we're
Oh,
dumb.
I
We
welcome
love-
errata.
We love errata.
We
the
just
fastest way to get myself knowledgeable is to say the wrong stuff all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, I
And
need
I
to
feel
be
like we're doing a
slightly
lot of that.
embarrassed
Yeah.
in order to learn faster.
I think we just posted a bunch of wrong facts that people are going to give us the right answers.
Absolutely.
Good.
And that's my favorite
gonna
part.
be
That's,
great.
that's my favorite part of the internet.
Good.
And that's why I
encourage-
talk by quoting people.
Well, I mean, with our lightning round, we encourage our listeners to go research anyway. So just add this to your list of things to research.
And homework: install the Tor browser and start browsing 8ch.net.
That's what. Okay, we're talking about Snowden. I just wanted to know. This is an actual question. I'm not like trying to instigate anything here. But what was Snowden's background like before he joined the NSA? Like, was he an infosec
I
specialist?
was also in a
Because now
CI.
he really seems like one.
I don't know.
Yeah, so if I remember
I-
correctly from the Glenn Greenwald book, which I lost on the plane.
Oh, no.
So someone was probably like,
The
oh.
NSA agent next to you probably took it to get your DNA.
Yeah.
You'll get it back redacted in
Oh,
7
they
weeks.
have everything. Believe me, they have my prints, everything.
We should dig into that. I want to know why they have your prints.
Because I have to get the backgrounds for my security.
Oh, because you're French Canadian and nobody trusts you.
Okay, just to
Ooh.
get into here, I had to like pass so many tests and
Bingo, right?
questionnaires.
Like French Canadian.
Everything.
They're a bunch of revolutionaries. We don't trust them. We fought a war against the French
But
Canadians once, right? I think?
The British do.
So
the
I
Brit-
know he
oh.
worked for the NSA
Which
as a
was us.
contractor, with the CIA as a contractor.
Not for a few years is what
So
Vic
if I
said.
recall correctly, what Snowden said to Greenwald was that he was a contractor for the CIA at the time, and I don't remember his position.
He
Was
an
this when he was
analyst.
in Hawaii?
He was
an
an
analyst,
analyst.
but
in
he's-
Hawaii, right?
I think
That was
so.
later, but before that, he was on the mainland, and he was also in different countries as well. He was in Switzerland, he was in Hawaii, he was in the U.S. mainland. But anyways, to get to the point is that he started seeing the shifting powers, and so he decided to accept a job that would be a rank down from what he had at the CIA, went as a contractor for the NSA so that he could access more information because he saw that what was being done was unconstitutional. And so he put himself in a position so that he would understand what was happening as best as possible. And then
Okay, so
you know about
he
Snowden?
wasn't
from
he
there.
wasn't an infosec specialist. He just saw that what was happening wasn't.
he was a security specialist, absolutely.
wasn't with the
Information security,
Constitution.
like specialist, like
Okay.
all the way.
I was just curious because now everybody's hailing him as the, infosec.
Oh,
you know,
we should
pariah.
do everything we can to avoid a cult of personality for Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
What he did was cool. What he's saying now is cool. Let's just leave it at that.
I think he's very informational. He really likes to educate.
Yeah.
Seems to be what he's doing as much as
Yep.
possible.
He's using his position, I think, pretty well. I
He's
would agree with that.
Yeah.
He is trying to just let us know which of our rights are being violated, which is okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's good.
I mean,
I just don't see him as like the social, or not social. Sorry, the infosec, genius that this article that I was
I
reading.
don't
I think-
I
I
don't
don't
think
think- I don't-
even him.
Yeah,
with
that's
his-
cult of
he
personality,
would
right? Let's
not-
not do that.
But he would not describe himself as that anyway.
I think he's just using his platform that he has now very appropriately. I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
for
don't.
educational purposes.
Yeah, I don't think he was anything special before. Like he was just a normal, data analysis or whatever he was.
No, well, yeah,
I mean, yeah, he was very good, but I mean, but nothing like.
Well,
Okay, I won't say anything.
he
nothing
was like
special.
batshit insane brave.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
That's crazy.
But before that, when he was just an NSA analysis or whatever his title was, he was just a worker bee, for lack of a better term. And now he's using the platform that he has for a very good cause.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay. Cool.
Now, that being said, are you guys ready for the lightning round?
Are we
What?
doing that
Really?
already?
It's only not yet.
Jeez.
14
Jeez.
minutes in.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I'm ready for it.
I'm
I'm
not
jumping
Master
in.
Chen, but I'm really trying to,
You're way more
put
punctual than
my,
Master Chen.
my nice little maple syrup touch on things.
Also, I just want to say the 30 seconds of silence that we did before the show went way smoother.
Awesome. It's because I didn't have Master Chen staring at me, making sure I didn't say anything, because that makes me want to talk when he's looking at me.
I've noticed that you're in
His eyes
He
are
does like the fish lips too. He's like,
and you're incapable of actually listening to Chen.
I can't do it. Every time Chen talks, I zoned out.
I hope
Turn it off.
Chen's not
Wow.
listening to this right
Just
now.
kidding.
Aloha,
I hope
Chen.
Chen zoned out
JK.
for
Chen,
this
we
part.
love you.
Love you-
We
love
miss
you, Chen.
The show is better with you.
He's got a big man hug waiting for you when you get here.
Absolutely.
All
okay.
right. So are you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah, let's
Ready.
go.
Okay.
Which way are we going?
So to people
Which
that
way are
are
we
just
going?
listening in,
Which way are we going?
whichever, I don't know. Decide this between yourselves while I explain
Clockwise.
what the
Okay.
lightning round is. For those who are just tuning in, the lightning round is a segment of the show where we just tell out loud the titles of the
Sorry.
the
I'm
different
just
news
catching up
on
the chat.
the Hacker News. And so all we give out is the title, and people will go around the table. They'll tell us in a tweet's length worth exactly what their thoughts are on that title. It's up to you to go ahead on thehackernews.com and make further research if you're interested in the topic. That being said, are you guys ready?
I am ready.
Ready.
All right, BJM.
What? No.
Hackers-
Clockwise.
You said we get to figure it
You
out.
should.
Respect our decision.
Okay,
You
sorry,
shouldn't. You
I
shouldn't have
know.
said anything and just let her. Oh, damn it.
All right, Doxy. Hackers can remotely record and listen your calls from your Samsung Galaxy phones. What do you say?
Where is anybody else who was talking about the Huawei? I wish they were here so they could hear about this.
I was involved, right? I even brought a Huawei phone for.
No,
Yeah,
but
what?
everybody who was saying like Huawei is super.
But isn't Samsung the people who developed the phone that is a fingerprint sensor?
Yeah, you told
everywhere?
me about that, and that
And-
was one of my first points.
And
is
their
like,
camera chip can automatically detect faces when they're in the viewport of the camera,
Exactly.
so it knows exactly when to take the picture.
And that was one of my first things. I was like, not okay. I was like, Huawei might be insecure, but so is every other single phone that you buy, besides the phone with the open baseband. Can't remember the name,
The Neo 900.
the Neo 900. But every
Well,
other
no,
phone
it has a separate baseband.
separate baseband.
Yeah, it's not.
But everything else is also.
That's not one
insecure.
sentence.
Damn it!
Excellent.
I tried.
Excuse me.
You know me and mobile phones. I don't trust them. I can throw them a long ways, and I still don't trust them. Right? Like it's just.
I
Yes,
was
terrible.
logging into IRC, so I missed the question. But based on context, I just want to quote one of my good friends and a very wise man who said, "Well, we're going to lose some of our information and
say that.
securities anyway. Might as well look cool while doing it."
Oh yeah, I remember that wise man.
Dogs.
I never said that.
Do we have T-shirts that say that yet?
Let's go back through the tapes because I never said that.
You did.
I went
never-
through the tapes.
I know Hughesby would.
I was listening to the
Hughesby-
tapes, and I was like,
Hughesby-
"Doxy said this."
Hughesby would elbow drop me if I
I-
ever said that.
I totally
I
would.
am not letting
Well,
you
then
like
you're
appear
due
in
for an
court
elbow
for me,
drop.
Doxy. Anyways,
Subreddit. Post the link. Like, cut it up and post them in our subreddit.
On to number 2. Chrome's zero-day exploit leaves millions of Android devices vulnerable to a remote hacking. I believe they're talking about the recent route.
and
Doxy?
I mean, Android has lots of because of the number of phones and whatever on the.
Keep
Oh.
going. You're running out of characters. This is your character. Like, okay,
Don't
keep
use
going.
emojis. That's even worse.
Keep your phone up to date with security badges.
Firefox is available on Android.
Did anybody see that article that said that Chrome is dropping support for 5 operating systems?
Did not.
All I have to say is, are you looking for a job? Because being a zero-day catcher sure is
Lucrative.
fortunate.
They're dropping 5 OSs.
What,
which
like
makes me
Sun
think-
OS, like OS2, Solaris,
I don't know the list.
Next OS.
That's something that our listeners have to research. But that makes me think that
VSD
they're
3.2.
reducing their their bug finding spectrum so
they're
that they can
finally dropping
target
support for
the-
Amigo OS 4.0.
they're dropping support for the Nintendo 3DS. just so that they can focus their QA team on the main stuff. Is what I'm thinking.
5 OS, like, were there 5 OSs they were supporting? Like, I'm shocked that there was more than 3.
Well,
honestly.
I would imagine they're counting all the OS, all the like Donut, Eclair,
There's Chrome on Roku. I mean, that could count.
also that.
Okay, your word. Clown. Done.
Number
Ah,
3
come
on
on.
the
I had an emoji
hackernews.com
She's smacking down,
This
and I gotta
week-
enforce.
is Facebook will let you send self-destructing messages with the Messenger app. What do you think of that in a tweet's length, Oxy? Just to remind you.
So it's like Snapchat for text, which is Snapchat.
No, Snapchat.
Self-destructing.
We all know Snapchat does not work.
No, wait, why? Why doesn't it work?
You can-
Download the Dumpster app if you have.
Wait.
I'm just saying, download the Dumpster app if you have root, because that'll let you know that Snapchat saves everything.
Snapchat does save everything, yes, but I mean, who's to say that Facebook doesn't? Because Facebook is probably worse than Snap. I don't say worse, but they're all probably terrible.
Yay, self-destructing
No, that's
cyberbullying comes to Facebook. Next.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Rage quit Facebook right now.
You know, I didn't even think about that. Like how people will be able to send shitty messages and then delete them.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then
that's a
claim
good
they never
question.
said it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Have
Damn
you
it.
ever clicked delete on Facebook? It's not actually gone, so I don't believe this in any way.
Because you have to send like a court.
I would
court-ordered
still-
letter to get your account
Forensics
terminated.
will
I would
still
still say
get
use
that
the same
message.
use the
It's-
same privacy that you
All I have
normally
to
would.
say, forensics will still get that message. Now to number 4. How to build a successful incident response plan. Does anyone have something to say about that?
in regards
Douse
to
it in
what?
gasoline, light it on fire. That solves most problems. I mean, not human problems, but like property problems.
Step
some human
1,
problems.
hire a decent team. Step 2, be available. Step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, profit.
Profit.
Step 1, have an incident response plan. I can't tell you how many companies don't have a proper incident response plan.
Just be a good Boy Scout, right? Like, you plan
Always
for the
be
best.
prepared.
Yeah. You hope for the best. You plan for the worst.
So, since I'm in the field, I was just going to say that. You are going to get hacked, so
Yeah.
be prepared. Have an incident response plan.
Yes. Know what your most vulnerable data is. Figure out how you're going to go, oh shit, we fucked up properly.
And you guys skipped over me. I just want to say that. So
Sorry.
that's fine. I have nothing more to add. It's okay.
Passive aggressive doxy.
Number
This is a new
5.
doxy. It's a new doxy.
Never. All right.
You've been
Number
so
5.
alpha up until this point.
Have
Like,
I?
yeah.
Yes.
That's why I like you.
So that was an interesting story this week. FBI reportedly paid $1 million to university researchers from Carnegie Mellon for unmasking Tor users. Huseby, shall I start with you?
No.
Wait. No. Well, I want to
Doxy,
say
go for
me
it.
and Huseby kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. Well, I guess I don't have much to add. We talked about it earlier, and it wasn't like clickbaity titles. It wasn't exactly what the article says, and I'm sure Huseby can expand upon that.
It's, yeah, great on the figuring out that there's problems with hidden services. We need them to be rock solid. Terrible on the fact that, as Grayson was saying earlier, is that his name? Yeah.
Yes.
That the FBI can use parallel construction and possibly use the data collected in criminal investigations. Fundamentally fucking wrong. There's a reason why we have evidentiary rules in our court system.
Are they getting
Fuck
this? Are they getting this data from the exit nodes?
We don't know. I could explain it, but I don't want to get into it. It's not tweet worthy.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I've heard from people working there is they still have a lot of problems with Tor. It's not that Tor is broken or anything, but yeah,
Well, it's any software, right?
it's
I mean,
not okay at all.
It's always evolving. I mean,
exactly.
Ex-
Well, they
well-
fixed it. The
Yeah.
Tor project was notified when this came out, and they fixed it.
but I mean, bugs and
Just-
exploits are always gonna be found. So
Just
that's
get ready for someone to say like, yeah, but so what, are you against people, are you against us looking more into like child porn people or like drugs or
No,
whatnot?
not at all.
No, but
and
I
I,
don't.
and
not at
I
all.
hate hearing that to justify things such as breaches of privacy.
Good with the bad, right? Like guns kill
Yeah.
people, but they also protect them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a silly argument.
All right, so that's is the end of the lightning round. Does anyone have anything else to add?
We really miss you, Chen. This just didn't have the same feel.
I do. Yeah, whatever, Chen.
Can you tell I'm the guest host who wants to be invited back?
I just wanted to mention something cool that Zenify noticed earlier today about Facebook, actually. there were
Oh, we didn't talk about
attacks today in Paris, and I know LabFox had some friends and family that are thankfully very, very safe. But Facebook has a feature that lets you let friends and family across the world know that you're safe. And you can tag yourself as safe from these attacks, and people can like it and comment on it just like it were any other status. I thought that was actually kind of
That's
cool of
actually kinda
Facebook,
cool.
that
Yeah.
you have an avenue of letting your friends and family know that you're okay.
I don't universally hate Facebook now. That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it saves us from all trying to call them on their cell phones and
Yeah.
melting the phone network.
And I mean, I had family who I had no idea their whereabouts for 3 days after 9/11. If Facebook had this back then, or Facebook existed back then, I mean, that would have been really cool. You could have just checked in and be like, "Yeah, I'm good. No one worry."
Yeah. Do you need water? Do you need anything? You know.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Well, that being said,
What's interesting?
make sure also that you join us on irc.freeno.net, hashtag gray noise with a 3 for the first E, so GR3YNOISE, as we're there all week long if you can't catch us on Friday nights. That being said, this is Labbox,
It's BGM.
Dave?
This is Doxy.
and this has been the 19th episode of Gray Noise. Good night, everyone.
Yay!
Thank you.